know about McCulloch, and what do you expect him to bring to the table?
Well, I know him from San Jose. I know him from Ottawa. I talked to him today before. Obviously, we need him. I asked him what he does the best, what I should be trying to catch him doing right. I think it's real important when you got an exhibition, when you got time. It's one thing. I think when you don't have time, he's a veteran player. He's a good man. He's trained like crazy to be back. He probably thought he should have been back a few days ago, but we wanted to make sure he's ready. And then I need to try to put him in situations so he can be successful. And as a veteran player, you don't help any kids until you get your own game going. So we need him to help our kids. In order to do that, though, we got to get him playing good. And no different than Brooks like that way is once you get your game going, you can help other people. But until you get that looked after yourself, so it's important I put him in good situations to help him.
Mike, what stood out to you about Kadri off the ice, how he carries himself?
Well, let's not get carried away here. It's work in progress. Okay, and if Naz was right here, I'd say the same thing to him. No worries. So, the big thing for him, for all kids that come to the league, obviously, is you got to figure out what a pro is. And I think when you start getting paid, you think you're a pro. To me, that has nothing to do with that. That just means you're getting paid. And then when you become a pro, is you learn how to practice hard. You know how to sleep right. You know how to eat right. You know how to bring it every day. You know how to fight through adversity. You know how to control your emotions. There's lots of things in your work in progress. So Naz is that. Now, also at the start of the year, we didn't play Naz head-to-head against anybody. We played Spaulding head-to-head, and then we got him figured out now. Naz plays head-to-head against all the best players in the league. It doesn't help him score, but it helps him become a better player and a player that's going to be valuable for our organization for a long time. Now, his decisions off ice are a big part of that as well, because I say this over and over again, we're going to have real good people, and then we're going to have a real good team. But the real good people part's going to come first.
Do you see those leadership qualities in him now?
Well, like I said to you, he's a work in progress. So we just keep working with him, and he keeps doing things. And it's not what comes out of your mouth. It's what you do every day. And it's how you live, and that's what guys are watching. And if you're saying all the right things but living wrong, no one's listening to you anyway. Everyone knows who's slippery.
Mike, how do you balance the competitiveness of your team versus the results? And how much is the urge to fast forward the process you have to pull back on? Because you know where it's probably going here.
Well, I think what I did with Lou all winter long, when he was getting carried away, I talked to him, and when I was getting carried away, he talked to me. And so, you know, I mean, all you got to do is look at those stats. Our last 4 games in a row, we've been right there every game, very competitive. We're right there. We've lost all 4 of them. So it's easy to sag and feel sorry for yourself and be mentally soft, or it's, why don't we dig in a little harder? And is it the one face-off? Is it one shift? What is it that gets you over the top? But I don't think anyone here has lost sight of the plan and where we're going. At the same time, when the game starts, we're trying to win every single night. Don't ever kid yourself. We're playing our players that way. We're trying to find a way to get 2 points and feel good about ourselves. It's way easier in life when you come in after a win. There's natural energy. When you don't, you gotta be harder between your ears. You gotta make energy.
You go way back with Dan Biles. 6 months with the Sabres. Just what stamp have you seen him put on the team?
Well, we've only played him once. Once. So, you know, to be honest with you, I haven't been watching him and the Sabres except for the last couple of games here to get ready for the pre-scout. So, you know, I don't know how much he's been following the Leafs. What we tend to do is you follow the teams at the top of the standings because those are the teams you like watching. So, you know, I'd know way more about Chicago than I would about Buffalo. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's kind of the way I would approach it. But, I mean, he's been a good coach in the league for a long time, and I'm sure he's going to have lots of success there. They got a good group of players prior to his arrival. They've done good things. Tim Murray's a real good scout and doesn't mind making a deal. So Mr. Pagula is as good as owner as you could have. So they're set up for success there for a long period of time. Obviously, getting Eichel, to me, is you know, a real positive for the organization. He looks like he's a real player in the making. So all those things, I think, set them up for success over time.
When you had him 12, 13 years ago, could you tell that he would probably be a coach someday? He had those qualities.
Well, I knew he had passion and energy, and you know, the year I had him, I think we had a real good year. He then coached 2 years in the minors with us, with Brad Shaw, who's in St. Louis now, and so you knew he had passion for the game and energy and could talk to people. So, you know, I don't know if, you know, I wasn't looking 10 years down the road. I was probably looking to try to win the next game, so I never spent a whole lot of time thinking about it, but he's done well.